What's going on, everyone? This is a quick breakdown of a trade I took today, the anatomy of a trade using the dots bias indicator with NQ stats. So coming into every day, for the most part, I look to see what price action looks like relative to Asia, which is the blue box on the left, and London, which is the orange box on the right here. And then I try to pair it with one of these ALN stats, Asia, London, New York stats. So you can see these two images are similar, London partially engulfing upwards. So when price action is structured this way, 79% of the time, New York breaks the London high. That's pretty much the main focal point from the NQ stats. And just very simply, it's just what I'm looking for going into the New York session. So London closes at 8 a.m. and so it theoretically could trade between 8 and 9:30 open, but it didn't today. And so I have that in the back of my mind when New York opens, that I'm looking for London highs to get tagged. And then what I want to see are confluences that help support a reason why I would take a long to London high. Additionally, it's helpful to have other targets. So marked out the highs of previous day. You have fib extensions, which we'll get to. Previous day high, previous week high, pivots, fibs, whatever you want to use. You can use volume profile, whatever. So going into the day, ALN stats, 79% of the time, London high gets hit. So I have that in the back of my mind. So the market opens. This is market replay. And I'm just going to go over the trade that I took. So the market opens. Just make this bigger. So the market opens, and I have a fib drawn from Asia lows to London highs. And I like to execute or observe 50% to 61.8. I like to see if price gets a reaction. It's not necessarily a limit buy. It's, are we reacting here? And you can see the VWAP is right above it. 50%, 61.8. And just zoom in a little bit. So you can see right at 9:30 we get a reaction to the 50% and the VWAP of this session. So again, this isn't, you're not buying, you're not picking a bottom, you're not limit buying, you're just observing. Again, with London highs as your target or potential target. So now where the dots come into play is I'm looking for the dots to turn all green. So we have the confluence of ALN stats, 79% chance London highs get hit given the overnight structure. We have 50% of this low to high holding. We have the VWAP holding. There's a structure shift right here. And now I'm looking for the dots to turn all green as my green light to get long to London highs. And since this is a 1 minute chart, I'm looking for a column, the first column of all green dots. You can see we had a weird candle right here. And so at 9:39, we have a closure of the first column of all green dots. The ATR is about 44 points. 44 points, 33. Oh, close enough. And then the initial target is London highs. So I like using the ATR as kind of a guidance for variance. It wouldn't be that crazy for price given the volatility to move 40, 50 points. So you just want to, when you get into trade, you want to give it some room to breathe. So you can see dots are all green. We have the ALN stat targeting London highs, Fibs holding, structure shift, VWAP holding. So those are 4 or 5 confluences that give me confidence that not only is the bias looking for higher, but we can not only get long, but we can target, London highs and then potentially higher. If you're looking at Fibs, this 24,796 area, but for all intents and purposes, this is the trade that I took. I was all out at London highs, and you can see it traded in several minutes. So the dots bias indicator is something that I use. Again, it's not a holy grail, but it's helpful to me. Obviously, with bias, all green, you're looking long. All red, you're looking short. But if you have pre-identified price targets that NQ Stats is super helpful with, dots with NQ Stats with other confluences like Fibs and structure shifts, whatever, are super helpful. So this was the anatomy of a trade that I took this morning. Very cool to be done in the first 20 minutes of trading. And if you think the dots could be helpful or potentially helpful for your trading, there's a 7-day free trial. I also have dots that I built for gold. You can see I got to move down here. Actually, today was pretty muted, but yeah, so 2 different indicators. If you think you could find them useful, try them out. 7-day free trial, and hope to see you in the Discord room. Thanks.